Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Glorilla Glorious. It's been a while since I've seen a rollout in hip-hop feel so consistently well managed for longer-term success than Glorilla. And that kinda shocks me because if you had told me she would have sustainable momentum beyond a few noteworthy Memphis bangers in 2022, I would not have believed you, but after a few smaller missteps, she's shown the ability to pivot and adjust well. And her run in 2024 has been really consistent across the mixtape A Thing earlier this year that I thought was really strong, to a string of smart guest features with men and women across hip-hop, trap, even R&B. Yeah, TGIF didn't really impress me compared to Yeah, Glow as a lead-off single, but HOLLON was real strong. It gave me hopes this would stick the landing, and yeah, for the most part, I think it does, as it walks the tightrope between keeping the short, swaggering Memphis bangers that you would expect, but also showing Glorilla has more range and flair beyond that, in both sound, expanding song structure, and content. Now, this approach isn't really surprising. The immediate comparison that leapt to mind for me goes back to 2018 and Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy, where the label agenda felt obvious but generally contributing to crossover quality, but Glorilla feels more street level than Cardi's top tier aspirations, and as such it feels considerably more sustainable, a focus on refinement and subtle expansion rather than shooting for the very top. Although given that Glorilla got Megan Thee Stallion, Latto, and Sexyy Red to contribute, she proves that she could easily outshine them all, if not with direct wordplay, but sheer attitude. Hell, it's the first time in a while that I've heard Latto seriously try on Procedure. She trading off with Glorilla on the hook was really nice, although Sexyy Red's attempt on What You Know About Me proves that her run might be running dry, about on par with Bossman Dlow really fumbling the late album cut Step. I will say that Glorilla's accent and some of her hard rhyming can feel a bit forced at points, mostly in some of her ad-lib choices, but she compensates for that with a lot more diversity in her flows and a ton of energy. I also want to highlight how the production budget feels better spent along the way, embracing a southern fried, soulful Memphis swagger where the bass and percussion mixing and mastering have considerably more polish, and there's some solid melodic hooks, right from the intro to the crunk throwback of HOLLON to that hammering bass that's driving How I Look with Megan Thee Stallion that goes about as hard as anything on Meg's last album, from the Timbaland produced Stab at Drill on Stop Playin' to the pop crossover Don't Deserve with Muni Long that really has the feel of a 2000s crossover R&B smash. Seriously, push it as the next single. The oblique harmonies on the hook are insane. It's an immediate standout, probably the best on the album, and a great song. And then she follows it with an outright gospel rap cut with Kirk Franklin and a murderer's row of collaborators on Rain Down on Me that is shocking how well it works. But to go back to that lyrical balance, where my frustration with Megan Thee Stallion for a while now is how often she hits the same notes over and over again, Glorilla is trying to showcase a bit more dimensionality in her flexes, where you get the sense that there is an element of self-preservation and tangible stakes that give those moments and clapping back at bad dudes some actual weight. It reminds me of the best notes on the last mixtape, where in finding success in the industry, she sees just how many guys who are predators that want to treat her as arm candy, get her pregnant, take advantage of her, maybe even get physical with her on I Ain't Going, which is expressed so frankly, I gotta wonder if some assholes tried with her. But at the same time, she's also aware how her own feelings can compromise her, lead her into maybe bad decisions, like the fizzy T-Pain collab I Love Her, where she questions her affections, and how hard she has to be to compensate even as that's exhausting, which makes the moments of religion have a sincerity and humility, and that's an angle I'm pleasantly surprised really landed for her. It feels very sincere. Yeah, the album can start defaulting to some of the same flexing formula in the final third, but between I Love Her with T-Pain and Fridayy delivering one of his best hooks in a while against the self-conscious, soulful pondering of Queen of Memphis, at least ensures the album has a strong 1-2 punch for the ending. But in short, yeah, I like this a lot. A few rough patches, but they don't outshine the best moments that show a flair and diversity to Glorilla's sound that I never expected. Now, I'd struggle to call it great, a couple more risks away from that established label formula, a few more conceptual moments, she really landed it there, but between Megan Thee Stallion, Doechii, Cupcake, week, and especially Rhapsody this year, women in rap, even near the mainstream, have really impressed me. And while Glorilla is easily the most blunt lyricist of those five, her personality, her swagger, her texture and connection to rap and its roots in her home, and the subtle introspection should not be discounted. So yeah, very good stuff, absolutely worth hearing. Give her a shot. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, share, drop comments, subscribe. I'll admit I'm personally a little bit surprised by how much I really like this, but again, sometimes you find a little bit of magic, and Glorilla has really grown on me. I think the more introspection, the more dimension I see of her, the more I can recognize a student in the game who just keeps developing and learning, and honestly, that's really encouraging to see. I can imagine her having a longer career in rap than I think many would expect. Please do not fumble this, Yo Gotti. He's currently backing her label, so yeah, let's see this continue moving forward. I hear promise. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. And if you want to get involved and help and support the channel and the operation I got here, well, YouTube memberships are an option if you want to stay on platform. But beyond inside that and getting access to my Discord server and my Patreon schedule where you can maybe influence it, again, Patreon is an option. Once again, don't feel obligated, tough times, but option is available. Till then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.